So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever this is. This is Match Media alongside my critic fan in crime, Ricardo Medina.
Hello.
And San Fernando's own Doe Boi.
Yo.
And this is another episode of Retrospect Reviews. And in today's episode, we celebrate the 20th anniversary. Yes, goddamn, I'm feeling old right now. 20th anniversary of the release of Eminem's debut studio album, the Slim Shady LP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So before we get to that actual album, right, as I've done before with my Kanye West review, which please check it out when you get a chance. We just had a run through, the man, the myth, the legend that is Eminem, right? So y'all know who he is, Marshall Bruce Mathers the third, coming on straight from Detroit, had a rough upbringing, of course, with his dad, walking out on him when he was just a wee little lad, his rocky relationships with his mom, and then of course with his baby mama turned wife turned ex, Kim, and his, Haley, and his daughter Haley, and all that good stuff, right? We know all that. He's always brought it up with practically with all of his albums, basically, right? But in terms of rap now, like, in the Detroit scene, he was making it big on the battle rap scene, and then he finally, decided to put out his debut album of sorts, which is called Infinite, right, which came out in '96.
Right.
And I remember actually listening to this like years after, being a fan of Eminem. This is around the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And Infinite, actually, I would say, like, if you're a diehard fan, you should really check it out. But the gripe that people had with it at the time is that he was trying. He sounded a lot like Nas, and when you listen to it, I kind of understand where they're coming from. That the style and the cadences and stuff.
I can't see that.
Yeah, it's weird, but some people kind of found that he was ripping off Nas's style and flow. I was like, all right, whatever. But he was trying to make his winner.
Well, like for people that just hear Infinite alone, like for me, my first I hear Infinite, and then I went further back and I heard his first demo track called Backstabbers.
Yes. I know about that one. Yeah.
So that wasn't like more. It was he was playing with the lyricist thing, but it had like ways he was flipping it with the same kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
And he's storytelling, so I could understand what people saying, but I can't see that Nas thing, man.
Yeah, like when I heard about it first time, it just didn't make sense to me now. But I don't know. I guess I don't know if they were referring to it was written Nas or Illmatic Nas. I'm not too sure. It's kind of weird.
Well, that did come out 96. That album
did
come out 96, so it can't be it was written.
Okay,
it was written. Wasn't.
Yeah, it was not released, right? But after that, no, and then of course with the fact that the album didn't really sell any copies and whatnot, sell that much copies actually, and M basically was at this crossroads in his life, just things weren't working out for him, both in the rap scene and just being established as a rapper, also in terms of just his family, taking care of his kid, and having to deal with his wife and his mom and all that kind of stuff. So out of that came the persona, as we all know, as Slim Shady, right? And he introduced us to the world with the EP, Slim Shady EP, right? And that one actually got a lot of, not so much promotion, but, it had this underground following. And it was thanks to that now that a certain representative of Interscope Records by the name of Jimmy Iovine listened to this tape now, and he was like, oh shit, we need to find this person. And then he sent that EP to the man, the icon himself, Dr. Dre. And when he heard that, it was like, okay,
he didn't send it to Dre. This story, this story like real weird. Like
so how Dre found out about M? You didn't listen to the EP first?
People used to be sending stuff to Dre right through, and Eminem manager, it was this Paul dude. He sent the demo to Dre. Right. Yeah, he sent it to Dre. And Dre just randomly digging through this dustbin full of demos. So if they send Dre your demo not bin.
Right.
So he digging through this bin demos, and he just happened to pick up Eminem track demo, and he just the EP, and after listening to that, he like called saying like, "Yo, fly, get this dude out here. I want to see him."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Right. That's right. Yeah. So clearly I should have done more research on this. But yeah, there's a lot when it comes to this guy's career and whatnot, right? Especially his come up. But after the release of the EP, he did a number of shows with rap buddies at the time, which were D12, which included the late great Deshaun Holton, aka Proof. He also brought out two non-album singles with Ryan Montgomery, aka Royce59. They would form this duo called Bad Meets Evil. One of those singles was Scary Movies, which still to this day I listen to. I bumped this. I love this song.
I like one of the best beats I hear.
Yeah, one of the best beats ever. One of the best flows from M, and of course Royce just battling off each other. I love that. That is the song that they play at the very end of Scary Movie, by the way, in case you're wondering what Scary Movies is. But that song is just,
I didn't know that. The guy checked from that wood.
No, but they play the beat at the end. They play the beat at the very end, and that was actually the first time I ever heard of Scary Movies. Just off of that beat that they play at the end of the movie. Right.
Yeah.
So so basically Dr. Dre ended up hearing about this guy, brought him in to LA, and it's like, all right, cool, well, this guy could be the real deal, Dread. So, and then they just started to work together on what would be his debut album, the Slim Shady LP, which was released on February the 23rd, 1999, right? Now, first time I heard of Eminem was, of course, when My Name Is came out. I remember that being a big deal when I was in secondary school. I was like, who is this nasally sounding white kid? What is this kind of beat?
White, yes.
What
I thought he was black.
What I heard, hi, my name is what? I was like, that can't be a black man. No, that can't be. And then I saw the video fit because it was on heavy rotation on MTV. I was like, who is this guy? And like, it's how, like, literally every in each and every like stanza is just like this self-deprecating aspect about it, you know what I mean? Like, he just taking shots at the audience, dissing himself, dissing other people. I was like, what is this? You know what I mean?
But I just remember him like being dressing up like Marilyn Manson in it. And
yeah. They already ended the video. It's like, what is this, shit? What is this? But the thing is, at the time when the album came out, I didn't even listen to it till probably a couple of years afterwards. But I'll get to that in a bit. So, stuff like Guilty Conscience came out, and I was like, okay, this is crazy. I love the concept for this. What else? We had I think that was like the only two songs or two videos that I saw and heard. That was it basically.
Role Model was a single and all.
Yeah, single and video, but I didn't even know that till like later on. But before I get to his magnum opus, which would be the Marshall Mathers LP, Ricardo, since we haven't heard you since we started basically, what was your introduction into Eminem? Or I should say, did it start with the Slim Shady LP, or was it with other stuff?
No, same as yours. Hi, my name is. Same track playing on MTV and BET all over the place. You know it. Don't know what to think about it because it's like the guy clearly have talent, but like, we get burned with people like Vanilla Ice and things.
Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't know. And well, it's somebody who, I'll mention another white rapper, Snow, who I argue was unfairly treated because of Vanilla Ice.
White or reggae artists?
Well, the whole
that's awesome. It depends on who you ask.
Right. Anyway, but the point is that people kind of dump on him for I would argue unfairly. That famous what do you call it? Jim Carrey bit.
Oh my gosh, yes. The Jim Carrey Informer parody from In Living Color. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But how the situation played itself out, I was like, I didn't take this dude seriously. Everybody was loving on him, but it was the same kind of Limp Bizkit kind of mix of rap and rock kind of timing. So I was like, well, but I'm not impressed with this. And then they did Guilty Conscience, and I was like, all right, this kid is really good. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, this, yeah, roughly the same narrative as you, with respect to Eminem.
All right. Doe Boy, your introduction to M up to the Slim Shady LP.
Well, same thing. I was in Form 2 when the album came out. So I was young, a tween,
Mhm.
tween, and it had the rap. You know how cliques is in school? It had the rap clique, it had the rastas, them and whatnot. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
within we click, we talking about this. Hey, you all heard this track, real dope, and then like all of we trying to figure out like well, we see face, we just hear any track on radio and like
Right.
yo, he had to be black. I don't know, because we start hearing whispers of how he um white. So he was like, yo, that can't be white. This not sounding like a white dude. Not no way. You
Yeah.
all remember Vanilla Ice. This is not,
Yes, yes, yes.
so like dude, video pop out and we see it basically blue eye, blonde hair, well in a straight jacket.
Yeah.
And the visuals work for him, and like that was like basically my selling point for me. I went and purchased the album. That was like one out of
Ah,
my first 3 albums I bought. The first 3 albums I bought ever was Hard Knock Life, Slim
nice.
Right.
Shady LP, and Ready to Die.
Right.
Ooh, okay, okay. You start off strong with the album collection, but nice, nice. All right, so cut to 1 year later now, and we all kind of familiar with Eminem and stuff. I still haven't listened to the album as yet, but this was that was at the time when I was just into radio, so it's what I heard on the radio, right? Blah blah blah. So then this track came out, the real Slim Shady, April 15, 2000. And a thing that I was aware when it came out, but I first heard it on radio. Actually, as I done on radio, I saw the video on TV, and I was like, oh my god, okay, M reached with his song thread. The beat was
Yeah.
catchy as hell, the flow was just infectious, just the references he was talking about with Tom Green and Animal Planet, and it was just
Right.
all over the place thread. And I mean, who could forget the iconic performance that he did at the MTV VMAs, where he had like all the Slim Shady clones
Yeah.
walking behind him, you know what I mean? That was so epic, right? But I was like, all right, I'm coming back. You have this new album. Okay, cool. Next track was The Way I Am. And I was like, all right, this is dark, this is ferocious. And you could basically in the lyrics kind of understand where you're coming from, where it's like, all of a sudden I was this little known battle rapper, and now I shoot to mainstream status now. Now everybody just, hunting me down and talking about man, criticizing me and stuff. And like, dude, I just needs a little space, like just leave my aloneness. So I felt the rage and fury in thatness. So right there I was like, all right, this album that he coming out with could be different, this could be different, And then Stan came out. And I'll
Yeah.
say hands down, it is one of the greatest songs ever recorded,
Yeah.
greatest pieces of art ever made, period, in my opinion. I love the concept of it. I think the first time I actually heard the song was on the music video, which I remember airing on Tierra. I remember that being a big thing. Like, oh my god, the Stan video coming on! Look how it started, with the rain and
Yeah.
this guy who I wasn't sure who he was, if which actor the actor that was playing Stan. He looked
Yeah.
familiar, but to this day I still don't know who he is. And it was like real dark, and okay, it's from the perspective of this deranged fan. I was like, okay, what's going on? And then I saw this story play out. I was like, all right, this is on some dark territory, but I liking this. I love the flow. I love the music, of course. And for many people, and
Right.
myself included, we didn't even know who Dido was or the song Tank
Right.
who was.
I was
So
marginally
that's how it came out. See?
I was marginally familiar with her because the song sounded familiar. And I was like, okay, she was from Britain or something, and I was like, oh yeah, right, because I swear I heard it before, but then to hear it in the MNX remix, I'm like, oh, wood.
Yeah, what happened? Well, the producer of it, the 45 King, legendary producer, had heard the song during this football commercial. He ended up taping the song, and then he loop it, make a beat, send it to Dre. Dre love it, And then, well, they sent it to M, and I was like, all right, cool. But in the chorus where see my picture on your wall, that's where it clicked with the idea. All right, this deranged fan who have a picture of M on his wall, and he obsessed over him and all that kind of stuff. And that's what really formed this song. But there's a couple things I just want to talk about that song before I get to the rest of the album, right? But the thing that struck me though is how it just disturbed people, but it disturbed them in a great way, especially with the third verse where, Stan is driving at top speed, his pregnant girlfriend's in the trunk screaming, all that kind of stuff, and how it ends there, you know what I mean? Like that moment was like, okay, just seriously dark, And then the last part, with them actually responding. Yeah, I remember like subsequently after the video was aired, there was a line like near the end where he say, I saw this one article in news that made me sick. Some dude drove off the bridge and his wife, his girlfriend was pregnant with a kid. I remember they actually actually cut out that because that thought alone though just scared people, I mean, just freak people out now.
No, here we had to talk about, before we really discuss Eminem in depth, we had to talk about the moral outrage of the 1990s.
Yeah.
Video games, Hillary Clinton, Marilyn Manson, all of these back and forths. And, a lot of 90s was edge culture and a lot of cultural blowback from conservatives in particular, about that. And Eminem was like at the epicenter of that shit, right? Like when it comes to stuff about race, LGBT issues, this guy he didn't give a shit because it was the 90s,
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't PC culture. It was
long before. Well, okay, the early 90s was the first wave of PC culture as we understood it. And it kind of fizzled out because people were like, oh, they're going too far. But you had some workable approaches to, well, you don't want to people say this and you don't have to say that, especially, you said the word nigger, for example. But in the case of, like, when it comes to sex and rape and these kind of things, nope. Anything was due now. And in the case of Eminem, he was, like, the perfect person to, like, counter that. Because it was just, like, obnoxious and annoying. But everybody literally everybody and their mother, because I think Mothers Against Drunk Driving, one of those big Christian groups, was particularly against him.
Right.
Yeah, it was like he targeted that shit, especially with the second album.
The thing is, my quick history with the Marsh Matters LP, right? So back in the days when people used to actually buy tapes, right? Buy cassettes and whatnot, right? Yeah. I remember one of my friends who was like real deep into the Marsh Matters LP. So at the time it was like this like real, almost like a taboo thing. Like, oh, well, dog, put on these headphones and listen to this, right? You hear what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean? It was like that. There was something like real secret now. You didn't want to blast it off for your parents and them to hear now.
Yeah.
So my life was changed when I heard Kim.
Yeah, Kim was dark.
And it was dark, it was scary, it was messed up, it shook me, it disturbed me. Over the years, however, I would say that the shock has kind of diluted just a bit, but there's the aspect of it is still shocking. What makes it even more ironic is that Emma just make back up with Kim though.
Yeah.
he actually like played the song. And also even more ironic is that was the first song he recorded for the album, huh? So like imagine you playing this song for your girlfriend who come back now. And it's like,
wife.
well, I was here, a wife there. It's like, well, you see, I was thinking about you, you know what I mean? I made a song about you, even though it's about him killing her and her husband and his son, stuffing them in the back of a car truck with the baby daughter in front. That will lead to one of the tracks in the Slim Shady LP, by the way, and then dumping the bodies after that. Like, oh, it was for you because, I still have feelings for you, you know what I mean? But all that aside, though. So just that kind of shook me then. But over the years that I started to listen to rap, I understood the point of it, right? And what makes this album so brilliant, in my opinion, is how he kind of blurs the line between Marshall Matters and Slim Shady. How I really feel and what I'm thinking is. So, yeah, ever so often when you listen to the album, you'll ask yourself, all right, I know I shouldn't take this seriously, but I wonder if I'm really taking this thing seriously, Jed. He's going to rape people. You really want to rape people? I mean, those little things and that is just that balancing act that he does through the album that makes this thing such a masterpiece in my opinion. I will say hands down. I know you guys agree. Yeah, this is the man's best work,
Yeah,
hands
that
down.
is his best.
No, but a lot of it was edgelord stuff, as you say.
True.
It's performative shock value stuff. You ain't sure how much of it legit, how much of it, And in '90s, that was in '90s. '90s was just being edge, shock
Yeah.
value, edge. The comics and the movies and all the bullshit, right?
Yeah. But Ricardo, quickly, your thoughts on Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah, no, yeah. For me, it's a masterpiece. It's an album I bought, not at launch. I think it was for Christmas. I bought it.
Right.
Yeah, it was great. I remember it was rocking it for a friend of mine's birthday party, and that was like a big deal for me.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, she was like turning 16 at the time, and I was like, yeah, this was a big and she so loved it, and she was like a real kind of now let's call them emo types now. So she was like, oh, this is so serious and that bullshit. Yeah. That was exactly for she, and so it was a big deal. It was all these songs were great. Truly, I mean, it was one of those first time you really get a sense of album sales, because that's the first time you perceptualize that. So it's like, oh shit, look how successful this album is, and it's one of the most successful albums ever. And then you start to check back how popular albums really could be, and blah 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 blah, and all that shit.
But they just have so much great cuts of this though. Criminal, Under the Influence, for example. I would say it have one of the best posse cuts ever. Bitch Please 2. One of the best posse cuts ever. One of the best Dre beats ever, in my opinion. Dude, that was a solid sequel. Like, come on, that beat was hard though. And how he come in, oh no, big slim suit dog, big balls. I mean, it was epic. It was epic.
Nah, that not the best collab on a CD. Remember Me.
Oh, that was vicious, man.
From the time I started hearing the aerosol kind of in the bag, and I was like, yo, this is
it's all Eb shouted that, remember me? That thing, that was incredible.
I think like he burst a blood vessel in the studio doing that song, but because like he's screaming to the top of his lungs. Yes. I remember me. Sticky Fingers, Spit, RBX, Spit. That is like my favorite posse cut on that. Then and then after that, Amityville with Bazaar.
Yes.
Good introduction to Bazaar for me.
Yeah, one of the craziest members of D12 Dread.
Yeah.
But question though, before we get to your history with the Marshall Mathers LP, Doe Boi.
Yeah.
You could you consider this like the true mainstream introduction to horrorcore, Dread? Because I don't think a lot of people knew what horrorcore was until, Slim Shady LP, but really to the extent the Marshall Mathers LP.
It have who knew, but not in a big way, because like it had like Flatliners, it had
I know those. Yeah, I know that group.
Bushwick Bill was doing some horrorcore stuff. Gangsta Nip. So like it had horrorcore out there, but like no, you can see it come now to like how kids Eminem then could be like Tyler the Creator now.
Right.
Oh well, Tyler the Creator then, I should say. A good thing you bring up that, because to me like his first two albums, Bastard and Goblin, they both have a similar feel in terms of like they are similar, I would say, to Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP, same style, the same kind of horrorcore lyrics. The second album being kind of blurring the line between what is real and what is fake and all that kind of stuff.
I could agree with you that it was the first introduction to it, but nobody didn't know what it was.
How about somebody like oh gosh,
Cage?
Do you think this? That's how we call him Mental Giant. Who sing that?
Nah, I can't remember. Yes, but good thing you bring up Cage too. A lot of people say Eminem bite Cage style.
I still haven't listened to any song or album from Cage. I don't know if it makes sense, if it worth it.
No, it worth it, but it depends on which Cage you want to listen. If you want to listen late 90s, early Cage, you can hear Eminem.
Right.
If you listen like the Cage that I just listen, like Sam Hill and stuff, you ain't gonna hear Eminem, but you'll hear some very, very dark shit.
Right.
Because like when I explain to people Cage, he growing up, they just be like, yo, he's not a serial killer. He went
Right.
through all of that in life and just not a serial killer.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Tech Nine is the person I'm trying to remind me
Or
of.
Tech.
Oh, him, Tech
Oh,
Nine. Yeah, yeah.
Tech is yeah, cause Tech is horror. His first album is horrorcore. Well, let me just say first
Right.
album. Angelic
Yeah,
is
Angelic.
horrorcore.
That was a dope album, by the way. But that
Yeah,
was like in 2002, I think it was. I think that's when
2001.
it came out.
That was
Oh,
2001.
2001. Okay, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people say Eminem stole Cage style. That why on Role Model he say he bought Cage's tape, open
I
it and double
double it.
bill.
Right.
I love that line. I love that line. But yeah, but I mean, like I say, no denying how influential that album was. I mean, today it's regarded as one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
I remember this one list came
went
out in
double
late 2000.
diamond. Yes.
Yeah, Double Diamond. I remember
Yeah.
this one list coming out in the 2000s as in best hip hop albums of the decade, as in 2000s. And yeah, Mashimato's LP was right there. Was right there. I think it was either number one or it was just on the list just for being there. But it deserves its praise. So, and yeah, to this day, it continues to shock and disturb. But just get just get an emotion out here, whether it's just amazement or just laughter. 'Cause it has some, it has a lot of dark humor. No
Yeah,
denying.
yeah.
But yeah, I know it has the power to still disgust this day, right? Which, wow.
Again, I heard worse.
For people who just can't handle stuff like that, it
Yeah.
will disturb people. It will still disgust
But
them,
it,
right?
it
But that
designed
was the
it
point.
designed for that too, eh? It designed
Yeah.
to is that American, oh well, I'm offended by bullshit things. That nonsense now.
Yes,
Especially
exactly.
90. 90 was like the apex of that, being outraged by anything kind of nonsense now. So yeah.
This
It was like
offends
perfect.
me. This
Yeah.
offends me. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It
Right.
was like killer made for that shit. Like Marilyn Manson, all of them. Like
yeah,
that whole MTV
Yeah.
generation, like nailed that now.
And as I mentioned, Marilyn Manson Day, as this documentary, The Defiant Ones, which was about Dr. Dre and his come up in as a producer, right? Basically him being in Interscope Records. Like Interscope Records was real like determined to just put out like edgy, I would say slightly transgressive music out there to the mainstream,
Right.
because not just
Right.
Marilyn Manson and Eminem, they had 9 Inch Nails in their roster as well too. So just about just shocking the system basically, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Interscope was mainly at that time, like in the 90s, I think, was basically a rock um, label. Because I think Red Hot Chili Peppers was signed to them at that time.
Like
Okay, I think all right, right. I'll all right, if you say so. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so cut to 2 years later now, the Eminem show. First single Without Me came out. That was huge for me. Seeing that video
yeah.
was so
Well,
wild. It was so over the place. The Batman Robin thing with
Yeah.
that Dre and M was doing. It was just so hilarious.
Yeah.
Had a lot of memorable bars in it. But this must mean it's disgusting. But it's just me. I'm just obscene. You know what I mean? I was just
Yeah.
obsessed with that song. It was just so crazy, right? But it was so catchy as well too, especially with that zany beat, right? But
Yeah.
at the time, I didn't really pick up on it, but I would say this is like the first album that I listened to from M. And then I went back to the other stuff, right? But in terms of Eminem show, this was where M kind of, I don't want to say sold out, but he became this pop star literally. You know what I mean? He was embraced by white America, and
Yes.
it's funny because the first track on it is White America. He kind of addresses this.
it's a great song.
And to me, this is what made him so great and what made him so fade in with his first two albums. That is that he just focused on white America. He just focused on that. The stuff about that side of of the United States that oh well, your kids could be out drinking and smoking and doing all these evil things. All that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. That man just
I don't-
touch on that nerve, boy. And that's
Yeah,
what
and
made it big.
At this point, we were well within the Bush administration. So
Yes, exactly. And he actually addresses that a few times on the album as well too, with one of my favorite songs, Square Dance,
Yeah.
But also we got to see a more personal introspective side of M with Clean Out My Closet, which at the time was like, okay, this was big, you know what I mean? Him kind of really going out his way to really diss his mom and all that kind of stuff. Is like, oh, that was harsh, way. And well, no, well, as we found out with the Marshall Matters LP2, which came out 2012, I think it was. I could be wrong. I'll get the name, I'll get the date right just now. He apologized to his mom, Jared. It's just like, well, you know, yes, see so much stuff about you in the past, but you know, you're still my mom now, and I apologize, you know. By the time Clean Out My Closet was big, you know what I mean? We love the guitar beat, you know, we love how he flowed and that, you know what I mean? It was just a big song. It was just a big song. Other singles were like Sing for the Moment. I dug that. I really love how he went in deep into what it means to be, you know, a rapper, and how the kids look up to you and how they want to follow everything that you do, but you don't understand exactly how it is, you know, man. I love how he went in deep with that. And the Aerosmith sample work on that, you know what I mean, in my opinion. But yeah, this was an album that I thoroughly enjoyed, but it took me a while to really, like, I was really asking myself, but is it great though? You know, because I mean, you had Slim Shady LP, which is great, like, you know, masterpiece. Same thing for Marshall Mathers LP, but where do I put Eminem's show? And for me, I think it deserves to be, you know, classified as one of his greatest works, in my opinion. No, although yes, this was where he became this pop star, and you know, mainstream America embraced him, and you know, he was this guy who could do cartoonish songs and still be able to offend people, but be able to get introspective and deep, and you know, be brave enough to do certain things, like Haley's song, for example. I think it's a powerful moment on the album. You would sing on the whole track, you know what I mean? Stuff like Till I Collapse, one of the most motivational rap songs I ever heard in my entire life. I still love that song, you know. But yeah, I really think that Eminem show deserves to be ranked amongst his greatest works. Ricardo, you agree or disagree?
Well, greatest works is I can't say greatest works per se, but it's an album I just remember just loving a lot.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it just had tracks I remember. You're just yelling out names and tracks like, oh yeah, this was real fucking hard and that was real fucking hard.
Well, one thing I should mention too is just the production. But yes, the production is a lot cleaner, less gritty than Marshall Mathers LP, but it just had a lot of oomph to it. You know, it just had a lot of power to it. You know.
Q point with production, the first time like you actually hear them behind the boards.
Yes.
Yeah. When he started to take production more seriously, because he never used to produce.
Right.
So they finally, when he get behind the boards, them and decide, well, because I think Sing for a Moment is he who produced that.
Yeah, he produced it. Him and Jeff Beast, who I'll mention later on. Yeah. But Doe Boi, thoughts on the Eminem show? Did you like it when it first came out, or you felt it was just not Eminem? It was not hardcore Eminem anymore. It was too pop,
like
pop Eminem.
When it came out, well, this is pirate days, eh? The pirate days. We get everything before the stores again. So we had the album, we buy the normal stuff. Yeah, it Eminem. We can't be happy because it's an Eminem album. But later on in life, when I listen to the album, it's not that great an album that people makes it sounds to be. So because like, okay, I could understand and appreciate the personal songs because you had to do some growing up. You wouldn't be 33 still talking about slashing people.
Right, exactly.
But as I said, he became a household name.
Yes.
He became not just a household name, he became the face of hip hop. Within that time, within 2002, he was the face of hip hop. He was the face of rap. You can't just say like stuff because it was like basically it was him, Jay-Z, and Nelly. That was
in the chat. Nelly was big in the early 2000s for sure. Yeah.
That was just up in the charts. Ja Rule sprinkled in and out there.
He's not coming here.
Yeah. So like he was amongst the faces of hip hop. So he had this superstar persona now, and the music reflect that. He wasn't just the lyricist no more. He wasn't just he was Marshall Matters, Eminem, the superstar,
Yeah.
and it was listening to the music. You sense that, and it's a hard pill to swallow, man. Nah, because the music started to change now.
Yeah, I would say
Just
is more accessible. It's actually, yeah, I would say one of his more accessible albums actually.
yeah, it more palatable, more palate for masses. It wasn't um like a chef that will make something that unique for people that will go to his shop just to buy this, or they make it name with chef stuff like we know why people spend a lot of money on certain cars because it's rare.
Right.
Nobody spends a lot of money on a Toyota. So
Right.
that album was he Toyota compared to Marshall Mathers LP being his Rolls Royce.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I
Understandable.
see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. All right. Also, before I forget, also in 2002, he starred, well, his first starring role in what I would
Yes.
say arguably is the best movie about
Yeah.
rapping ever made,
True,
8 Mile, one of my all-time
true.
favorite movies.
And
And
he
he also
dropped
dropped the Oscar-winning song "Lose Yourself," one of the best
Yeah.
songs ever
that,
composed, in my
and he
opinion.
dropped the
Love that.
D12 album Devil's Night, which is
Yeah.
Yes,
a lovely,
which
And
lovely
is a
album.
that
great album.
album
I
was good.
was sorry.
The album was good. You know, it had a track with Jay-Z. Had like had some tracks.
Yeah. Oh yes, as you mentioned, Jay-Z. I mean, how could I forget his
Renegade.
epic collaboration?
Renegade.
With Jay-Z with Renegade. But yeah, with 8 Mile, loved that movie. Still one of the greatest movies in my I've ever seen, in my opinion. Yes, the D12 album came out, Devil's Night. We had tracks like Fight Music, one of my all-time favorite D12 songs.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
Purple
that beat that
Hills.
just
Sorry,
make you want to crack a bottle over somebody's head.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that guitar riff does just make
Yeah.
you want to smack somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what I would argue too, good thing you bring up D12 is that yes, he boys get a chance to be on track, sorry, to be on an album, they get to do what they do, but as because M was still popular, every time he was on the album, the man shown dread, you know what I mean? So Fight Music, his last verse, I thought was the best verse on the whole track, you know what I mean?
Nah,
Purple Pills, for example. Yes,
Yeah.
and then we had the music
nah,
video.
he didn't have the
Pills,
best
all that
verse
kind of
in
stuff.
that.
You find so?
Nah, he
I
didn't
thought
have
I
the
thought
best
he
verse in
come trying to
Purple.
kill that verse, kill that song,
He
girl.
killed it, but he didn't have the best verse. The best verse was Connive and Conatus.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
When he one or two, when he wanted to, with them going back and forth with each other, that was
Right,
amazing.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So cut a couple of years later now, we got Encore. Actually got this
Oh.
album as well. But I would say with this one here, this is a tricky album to review because at the time I was like, I like this. There's stuff in it that I like, and to this day,
Right.
there's still tracks on it that I like. But there's some that I don't like as much. I wouldn't say I hate, but it's just tracks where you kind of drop the ball. I would say here is it's almost like, as the title suggests. All right, I'll become this pop star now with Eminem show, but y'all still want more. Okay, fine. Let me do another, radio song, another silly song, and let's call it Just Lose It. Which at the
Right.
time I did kind of like because of the novelty of it, just the kind of goofy, cartoon song that pew, 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 meow, 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 you know what I mean? And how ridiculous he was on it. But yeah, the song does not hold out as much as all that though. Um, I thought, to me, I felt that it started off strong with Evil Deeds. Started off
Right.
very, very, very strong, and it ended strong as well too with Encore, the song itself. And
Yeah.
both tracks were produced by Dr. Dre. Now. But actually re-listen to the album to prepare for this review, and I realized, to me though, the main issue that really brought the album down was the production. I felt that the Dre beats just stood out way more than the M beats. You know what I mean? Like, for
Right.
Because of
example,
Dre.
Toy Soldiers, for example, that was a dope song. Like I like
Yes.
it. I like the sentiment of it and all that, but it just don't compare to, stuff like Ass Like That and, other songs like that. But
Dun,
Mockingbird
dun,
was a
dun,
great
dun, dun.
song. Yeah, but here's the thing though, and then also too, some people complain with, it was just M just being way too cartoony and all that kind of stuff. So you had songs like Rain Man, which I still
Great man.
really, really
I love
rate.
it.
I still really love Rain Man, even though you might admit,
It's so
he do a whole song, he didn't say shit. You know what I mean?
True.
Just
yeah.
the level of shit talking on that track alone
Yeah,
is
I
epic.
absolutely love Great man.
But I love the beat to do that.
Yeah, the beat.
You know what I mean?
With me, what track does always stand out in my mind? But that R. Kelly song, oh Lord. That does,
But as like that,
yeah.
even stuff like the song is goofy as hell. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about Dre's beat though. That Middle Eastern,
Nah, it had nothing to do with the Dre beat.
like it just
It
sticks with you, boy.
it had nothing to do with Dre beat. It just like what he spit it had me laughing.
Freeze, jeez, I'm a human being. But I felt
I
that,
can't take it. Look, I put it away. What's he?
yeah,
Like, that's the way he spit it and what he spitting had me
yeah.
laughing. So
Even stuff like Big Weenie, which yes, admittedly is a dumb song, or
But
I like
I
his
remember
flow in it, right? I
tracks like
like his flow in it.
for you.
But no, well, like no, the flow on it is good. Don't get me wrong, but what he's singing is kind of tough. But I love the beat on it as well. But stuff like Yellow Brick Road and
Yeah,
Puke and stuff like that just
crazy
didn't
for
really
you.
stick out to me as much as all that compared to the Dre stuff. But last thing I'll say about Encore, how I saw it, especially with the very end where yeah he's performing to our audience and he shoots himself at the end. It's kind of like artistic suicide in a way. Like, what? Yes, or they like the pop side, or I gotta give you the full pop side, but you know what? Hope all is satisfied. That guy can kill it right now. So the very end is just like, I done, blah, just kill himself there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like him, like just this, him throwing the middle finger at his audience, who kind of make him into this pop star in the first place now. So no, it's not one of my favorite albums. I do understand its place in terms of this discography. There's a lot of good tracks in it, and others where I kind of don't really care for them at all. I will listen to it like from beginning to end, but I might find myself kind of skipping more often than usual. Ricardo, you agree, or you love everything about Encore?
No, I remember hating on Encore when it first came out. And I was
Okay.
really underwhelmed by it. But it's an album that really grew on me.
Yeah, it grows
Crazy
on
for
you.
you,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry?
Crazy for you. That was on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Is that-
Crazy in Love.
No, Crazy for you. That was a track called Crazy for You.
No, well, the song is Crazy in Love.
Okay,
The
okay.
sample is Crazy for You.
All right. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
The
Yeah,
flow
I
is
just
good there, but I don't know, boy. It's the beat on this is just like, all right. But here's
I
what I'll give M credit for though is that if it's like a poppy beat, or if it's like a like Puke, for example, which is like play more him like kind of parody in pop songs in a way, it has this kind of pop song sensibility to it. He would kind of try thematically or lyrically to fit that beat now. So if it's goofy and silly, he will sound goofy and silly. If it's dark, he will sound dark. If it's serious, and so forth. So yeah, I'll give him credit for that. You really see it in this album here. But yeah, continue, Ricardo.
No, yeah. It's tracks that is album that grew on me because I give it multiple listens, and yeah, it's an album I'll admit don't love it as much as the second and the first and stuff like that, but I think it's a really good album.
Yeah. Doe Boi.
yeah.
Do you like or do you dislike Encore?
I love hate relationship with it. Yeah, good album, but it not up there with M's greatest albums. But remember that was supposed to be quote unquote his retirement album now,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
quote unquote. So I was expecting a lot more from him for him to retire. If he wanted to go out, I was expecting him to go out with a bang. Pun intended, with he shooting himself in the end. But I thought that how he would get like because JC did just do Black Album, and
Yeah.
Black Album was damn good.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it'd be like, yo, if you're going out, go out with the name hell high. And the album was average. It was average. It was lukewarm water. You could put T in the album.
Well, but yeah, it is average, admittedly, right? But all right, so we'll exclude Curtain Calls. That's the greatest hits album. It had a couple of new tracks, like When I'm Gone, for example. I remember liking that at the time. I never really
Yeah,
revisited that
nah,
for
that's
quite some
still
time.
good. That's a good song.
It is, it is. I just haven't listened to it in quite a long while, actually.
True.
So, 2009 came out, right? And then M brought out Relapse, which, by the way, still have one of the best M covers I've seen, with the kind of collage of pills basically forming
For
his
me,
face.
face,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's awesome, right? But it was basically him kind of coming back from this 4-year hiatus. It was due to a writer's block, and he had this addiction to prescription sleeping medication, basically, right? Um, I remember the first song that I heard from it was Crack a Bottle, and I remember being impressed by it. The horns in it, that prr, 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 you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I love that. Um, I always find that 50 Cent sounded weird in the beat, like it's bottle after bottle.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was sounded weird on that though. But I loved how M flowed in it. I love how Dre was on it. The beats have this kind of this uh stadium vibe to it, especially with how big everything sounds, you know what I mean? But it was like a welcome return of Eminem. And it's like, all right, yes, M's coming back, right? So listen to the album. Oh yeah, so before I forget, there was the single We Made You, which to this day, like at the time I was like, all right, I get, but over the years I was like, all right, this is just a very underwhelming attempt to recapture the magic that was Without Me and the real Slim Shady. It just felt like him trying way too hard to recapture that kind of vibe, and it just didn't have that. It wasn't as funny as the previous kind of funny singles that he always came out with now with each album. Um, but what made Relapse pretty interesting though is that he kind of returned to his horrorcore roots though. So because he was in a dark place in his life in terms of just the prescription addiction, right?
Yeah.
There were a few songs where he had this horrorcore element like 3 a.m., Insane, Sing
Right.
Song and Dance and all that kind of stuff. But he also had some introspective stuff. Like I was saying, Beautiful was actually a great song. I love how just um just how he just kind of bared himself out there, like I just trying to be as great as I can. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be this great rapper, but I know I kind of fell off and all that kind of stuff. But it is what it is now. So there were some great moments. But I would say though that the production stepped up quite a deal, and that's mainly because Dr. Dre just mostly handled a majority of the beats on this album here. But some people felt that there was just too much of accents, right? Particularly
Oh
with the
yeah.
song Bagpipes from
Bagtag.
Baghdad,
Yeah.
yeah, which was his diss at Mariah Carey. I remember we were like, wait, he was with Mariah Carey? Like I didn't even pick up on it when he did Superman on the Eminem show. Like I didn't even know that then. It's only years later I realized, oh, it's about Mariah Carey. Okay, I did not know that. Okay, whatever. But yeah,
Thanks for the enlightenment.
yeah, but overall, like looking back at it now, like I remember when I heard it, I was just like, all right, that was it. Okay, was this worth the 4 hiatus? Not really, but as I recapped it, I was like, this not even half bad. There's some great cuts in this now, and like I said, the production really helps things a lot. But what my gripes do is that it does feel a tad bit too long, which is seen a lot because M albums tend to run very long now.
Yeah.
A lot of filler in it, I would say as well. In my opinion. And I felt also like the horrorcore stuff, while it's well done, it kind of just felt dated. It felt stale now, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, been there, heard that. You even have a song called My Mom, talking about his mom. Is like, oh gosh, how much times we could talk
Yeah.
about that. Even just like, yes, this is another song about my mom, you know what I mean? So it just
Mhm.
felt like, all right, this is just the same old, but this is what we wait for. All right, I guess so. But like I say, listening to it now, it I see what he was going for. And last thing I'll say, um, what was interesting is that there was a skit near the end where he was talking about, yeah, I know I haven't been, out for I haven't been putting out music for a while, but hey, I have 2 CDs coming out. So he's like, oh, you have 2 CDs, you know what I mean? So shipping me was telling myself, oh well, when Refill came out, which was like this bonus EP with some tracks, I thought that was it though, but actually it would be the next album, which he brought out a year later called Recovery, which you'll get into. But Doe Boi, what were your thoughts about Relapse?
Um, it's it sold my dream because I heard 3 a.m. As I told you, they like when I was on the interwebs looking for everything that week, and I heard 3 a.m. I like, yo, Eminem going back to your core roots. This is what I waiting for years.
Right.
Like, let me hear the M that I grew up on. Like, and then like I hear another one like, yeah, but you ain't really doing. It was a little bit more, a little bit more edgier when back in '99.
Yeah, but now in
Uh,
2009,
this is like mile, this a little mile, but anyhow, we getting the album. I'm happy. Downloaded the album and listen to it. Listen to it. It's not a bad album. It's just a bad return.
it's just
Bad return.
a bad return.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a bad album, just a bad return. Because remember when you have a person like Eminem on that level, like your return does have to be real good.
yeah,
And
agreed. Yeah,
he just well not even he alone, Jay-Z missed it with Kingdom Come, he missed it with
Yep.
that. So even the greats make mistakes.
yeah. True. Ricardo, what were your thoughts about Relapse?
All
You
right.
care
So
for it
this
or you
album
did?
is this album is one of those that I say I didn't care for it. This album is one of those who's during what I call my American hip hop blackout period.
Ah,
Um, so this album I completely missed this album when it came out, and I had to listen to it after the fact. And not a single track stick out for me. Not a single track. When it I suppose music is a big part of music is hype time.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I suppose that had to happen, but nah, boy. This was like a big disappointment for me, really.
Right. So, cut a year later, we had Recovery, right? Now, at the time, I actually I really enjoyed this album. I thought this was the true return of Eminem. You know, it really did feel like, okay, well, yo, I don't know what really happened. Well, not really so much about what happened, but just like this is my real comeback. This is a real comeback
Yeah.
album, basically, right?
Right.
That's how it felt like. Not Afraid was big. Um, don't love it as much as all that, but I remember back then I really loved it, right? No Love. I let the Hathaway sample slide, but it was
I
M and Lil Wayne. It's like,
yeah.
all right, yeah, it working. How they bounce off each other, especially in the second verse. I love the second verses, but of course the big song that everybody loved was "Love the Way You Lie."
Yeah.
Now I don't love it as much as. But here's the thing, it's so mainstream. Like even people who wouldn't even care to listen to M's first two albums will say, "Yeah, I love this song," and it's just like with my relationship. You want to leave, and it's so toxic, but oh gosh, boy, it's like you need each other and all that kind of stuff. So people who are in relationships, can relate it.
Looking for a crutch, yeah. Looking for a crutch.
Yeah, and but at the time I was like, all right, M and Rihanna, but slowly it grew on me, and then I grew to appreciate it, right? Especially the hook. Because the hook is you remember the hook. You do remember it, right?
Yeah.
Um, one thing I like about Recovery though, it really does feel like it's M's return to form. He sounds like just happy to be on the mic. He's still as vicious as ever. But as he's older now, he's not gonna try to do relapse again. You know what I mean? It really does feel like all the drugs have been removed from him. So now he's focused, you know what I mean? So, but while it's not, his best work to date, though, it is another one of his most successful works. Um, but I still appreciate it for what it is. I don't love the album, but it was a step in the right direction, in my opinion. In my opinion. Last thing I'll say though, he did collaborate with a lot of producers. Most of which came through with some solid, beats and whatnot. A few of them I didn't really care for. Others
Yeah.
really stood out. You know what I mean? But yeah, overall for what it is, and I mean, the thing won a Grammy, so I mean, what else you could say about it? But other than that, though, I was like, yeah, this is really come back into the forefront now. So yeah, I like it for what it is. Ricardo, what do you think about Recovery when it came out?
Yeah,
Care
fully
fit?
agree with you. Yeah, no, fully agree with you. It was a return to form. Don't love it, but it just had some banging tracks. Again, yeah, that No Love with Lil Wayne was like, yeah, it's a fire song though. I remember
Yeah,
hearing I see for the first time, like this Eminem and Lil Wayne track. What's
yep.
wrong with what? And it's like, all right, well, what? And yeah, I went and get the album. Great, loved it.
Yeah. Doe Boy, did you
Yeah.
care for Recovery, or was it just like, too poppy
I'll,
shit?
I'll,
What?
a lot of people give this album a lot of flack, but for me, it being being that how I was at that age when you're realizing like, okay, I can't be the same person that was
Yes,
prior.
yes.
I could understand it with like, all right, you have to mature, and this is Eminem being mature. Best way I can say being all right. This is not well white t-shirt, blonde hair, Eminem, Eminem from '99. This is grown ass Marshall Matters. I have experience in this game long enough, and I'll show him that. I'll show him my wounds from this amount of years in the game. So I can appreciate that.
Right. So cut to 3 years later though, and we have the Marshall Mathers LP2. And we talk about him being mature and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This one to me is where he really showcased how he has matured as an artist and as a person, right? So while like just re-listening to the album, sorry. I like how self-aware it is. I like the fact that he understands that yeah, times change and I ain't as big as I used to be. I get that. Okay, cool, but I could still rap circles around your favorite rappers, right? So
Yeah.
when you drop tracks like Rap God, for example, which
Right.
has one of the best flows ever from M, that which I'm not even gonna try to repeat here. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember when I first heard that my jaw drop, it was like, what? Had to go back,
Yeah.
had to read lyrics. It was like, what did he say? How he was able to put all these words into these bars like insane, you know what I mean? I just love the last line, like, why try being king when you could be a god? And it's just like so epic. It's just like, I come in for that throne, you know what I mean? I might be the king as all that, as before, but you still have to consider a rap god, Jay, because I mean I inspire, a majority of rappers that was in the game at that time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm most of these rappers now favorite rapper.
Exactly.
Uh,
Right.
Berserk was a track that took a while. It grew on me. But the 80s Beastie Boys worship
yeah,
and all that.
that
Just
Rick
the
Rubin
yeah,
beat.
just the guitar riff in it is just so infectious. But it took me a while to get it. Survival was dope. Is one of those those stadium songs basically. But it works, right? I remember it being for I think it was a trailer for yeah, like I don't know if it was for like a Call of Duty or Gears of War. I think it was for Gears of War. So I remember that song. I think it was for a Call of Duty game for sure. Ghost. That
Right.
was it. Call of Duty Ghost, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
song Survival was on that. I was like, all right, well, word, okay. Um, the Monster, which had Rihanna. I actually dig the song. But the video is what really brought it home. Though. Basically, him kind of getting rid of Slim Shady once and for all, like kind of buried him. Like I'm done with this persona. And what I like on the album also too is like he kind of follows up on certain tracks that were on the original Marshall Mathers LP. Like he does a version of Stan, but basically it's from the perspective of the younger brother. You know what I mean? That's the end on the opening track. He even follows up what happened at the end of Criminal, or sorry, after the robbery scene in Criminal, all that kind of stuff. That was kind of cool. But basically, it was just kind of him being a lot more self-aware. Like, you know what? I'm mature now. I can't really do the whole shock value stuff. But at the same time, I understand that my lyrics and, my influence may have been kind of negative to some people, but I kind of don't care. But at the same time, to my fans, it's just like, all right, well, I grew up too, so I hope all they're mature as well. You know what I mean? That kind of I don't really take what I say seriously, even though my lyrics might have the sting that it did back then. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So overall,
Right.
just it was a self awareness and growth. Yeah, I think that yeah, this was a solid album for me. Ricardo, what you thought about the Marshall Mathers LP too?
Um, only because it is the namesake that killed it for me. It's like, nah, boy, I was expecting, you know,
Yeah, like an actual sequel to it, you know?
right, that level of greatness now. And I didn't get that. But it had tracks I liked. I was like, all right, well, moving on. I don't hate this album, but it's one of those you're expecting greatness when you hear it now. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of a comparison right now. But
Right.
like, it's just, yeah, you have the first album is like, this masterpiece more or less. And then you had this. And it's like, well, I don't hate this, but this is not the first. Come on.
True. I understand. Doe Boi,
Yeah.
Marshall Mathers LP 2. Cared fit
Um,
or didn't?
this album come out when everybody had the Carter bug. So they
Ah,
had a
yes.
name. They had to name the album whatever was the popular album, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. They
Yeah,
get
yeah.
Carter Pub. Yeah, they get Carter bug now. But this was a good album. It was a good album. It wasn't first LP, Marshall Mathers LP, good, but it was good. It had I think Rap God prove why
Yeah.
people should still respect Eminem.
Yes.
Yeah, he proved that okay. Well, I'm not as I say. My days of being the popular guy gone, but I know none of you young bastards them could do what I could do, and
Exactly.
I'll show you little pick squeaks what I could do. So and that basically what the whole vibe of that whole album. That whole album was just him showing people, yo, I'm still M. Put some
Yeah.
respect on my name.
Yeah. Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on my name. I'm still M. And
Yeah.
that basically what that whole album was.
Yeah. Right. So almost to the end now. Before we get to the actual album review. Ah, boy. Now we got to talk about Revival, boy.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say too long on this, but I remember Walker Water came out. Sorry, before that, we had to talk about the still badass freestyle that he did on the BT Hip Hop Awards. Where he was basically dissing Donald Trump and all that kind of stuff. And when I heard that, we were all like, okay, M needs to put out an album now. He needs to talk
He's up
about
here.
what
He's
going
up.
on with the United States at the time, as in 2017. Trump being in power, all this stuff. We need M. We need you. And then we hear Revival coming out. We say, okay, cool. Then then we hear the single Walk on Water, right? I was like, all right, this first time I heard it, I was like, all right, this had to be the opening track, right? Because you're talking about more or less like, yeah, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to writing, I'll write a rhyme, but I don't think it might work, so you'll kind of rip it up and try something else. I just want to be the greatest. You want to be the greatest, So I dug it. I don't hate it like some people do, but I dug it, right? But then when the track listing came out, you realized there were no rappers at all on this, right? You were like, okay, this is worrisome. Something's not right here. Then the
Yeah.
actual album came out. I remember actually reviewing it on this, on BSB to Melee actually, and boy, it was underwhelming. But it was hard for me to side with this. It was hard for me to defend this. What I wanted basically was that whole album of just angry or I hate Trump but M in 2017, they're basically talking about how things are in 2017. Him basically sharing his thoughts. I wanted the same fury and energy that he brought to the freestyle from the hip hop awards into this, and I didn't get. All I got was lackluster beats, lackluster collaborations. But I mean, lyrically, M could do no wrong. The man could still spit, with the best of them. Even though I see that he was trying to do the triplet flow. He's, what today's rappers would do that. What I mean? He was doing that, and it didn't sound good
Yeah.
anytime, especially on the song Chloroseptic, right? Last thing was, but yeah, I was totally underwhelmed by this album though. I remember a lot of people on YouTube, saying that yeah, this album is trash. It's one of the worst albums of the year, all that kind of stuff. I would go out of my way to say it was the worst, but yeah, I would say it's one of the most disappointing albums I heard in 2017. And what make it even more ironic though was when he brought in the remix for Chloroseptic. That was in early 2018. That he was more or less kind of addressing the people who was hating on the album Revival itself. Like, you know what I mean? We talking about blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And we were like, but this is what we wanted a revival to begin with. We wanted that energy. We didn't even get that trend, you know. But Ricardo, from that time when I actually did the review of it, you ever checked it out or you just skipped it
Nope.
altogether?
Nope. Skipped it. Didn't give it a chance. Sorry.
Nah,
Didn't
do it.
care.
Do it. It's a waste of time. Don't even bother. Don't
Yeah.
even bother.
Yeah. Yeah. I really didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you had a chance. You come back and then you come back with this. Like, well, I have other shit to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry. Revival. What more can you say about Revival?
Boy, you can't say nothing about the album. The album was booty. That was booty. Well, like I said, that was booty.
Yeah, boy. So, cut to August the 21st, 2018, right? Independence Day. I remember you and I, Ricardo, boy, we was geared up to go and meet with friends over by, well, sorry, our friend Julian over by his place, you know, to have a little Independence Day live. Woke up in the morning, pull up Twitter, and then M come and say, yo, new album out today. It's called Kamikaze.
Right.
You know, I was like, what?
yeah.
Where this come from? You know what I mean? Like, literally, he just dropped this album out of nowhere, right? Nobody knew it came out until Independence Day, right? Um, downloaded it, actually listened to it the day afterwards, and I did a review of it the following day on my podcast. And I would say, yeah, this was the album that we wanted initially from Revival. You know, he get the triplet flows down perfect. He sound way angrier, way more aggressive. But what catch me though, well, I kind of understand why he do it, but it kind of was to the detriment of the album. Sorry, is that he kind of spent a majority of the album just taking shots at people who hated Revival. He takes shots at rappers. He takes shots at people like people who Charlemagne the God. He took shots
Yeah.
at bloggers, at vloggers, people from YouTube. You know, anybody like the man just come with this Gatling gun and just take shots at everybody, the fans who hated the album, right? And I was like, but I like this, but at the same time, you're just spending the majority of the album talking about people who hated Revival. You know what I mean? And is when we reach the track 10, which is Fall, right? This is where he takes shots at Charlemagne, takes shots at Tyler, the Creator, Joe Budden, people who literally talk against his album there. I remember I said it in my podcast. I was saying that, yeah, this is going to spark a lot of controversy. This is going to raise eyebrows in the hip hop community. Some people would not like what he said. But I was like, hey, a lot of people seeing stuff about me, so best silent all they hear why I had to think about y'all, and that's what you do, right? But I really appreciate the energy that he brought into it. Lucky You, I thought that was a great moment, where he joined forces with Jordan Lucas for the same, for the first time ever. I was like, all right, this is a marriage made in heaven, though, because, yeah, both of them just feed off each other and work. I love Not Alike, which featured Royce 59. This is where he rip apart Mr. MGK himself, Machine Gun Kelly, you know what I mean, where he Devil song, which was, yeah, it was good, it was good. But then when Kill Shot come on, it's like, all right, yeah, yeah, that's it. But last thing I'll say though is that personally, like the album itself is pretty short, right? It's only 45 minutes, right? But he could have just stopped at Fall and just called that George. And he had them last 3 tracks by Nice Guy, Good Guy with his Jesse Reyes, with this annoying voice. I was like, oh God, what is this? What is this? And then he had to close things off with the team song for Venom, boy. I remember I this thing for the first time and saying, all right, I can't wait for the video for this to come out. I'll just be laughing. I can't wait for the movie to come out. I'll be laughing at it. But then in the movie, ironically, it kind of play out a lot better because of how, kind of dumb the movie was, admittedly.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, that hook by Venom, Venom.
Venom.
I was laughing the first time I heard that song. I was like, no, what is this? But yeah, overall, like I say, this is what we wanted for Revival. But Well, all right. Last thing I'll say though. The thing is, what make it so ironic now, there's the flip side to it, is that similar to Nasir when that came out, I thought that, okay, new album from this veteran. All right, cool. So
Yeah.
when we do it end of the year list and we talk about the best of, you're gonna see these albums show up. And ironically enough, from what I have seen, nobody even talk about Nasir being one of the best for the year. And nobody even talk about Kamikaze being one of the best for the year. It's just like it came out and people just kind of forget about it. It's just like, oh, I'm just being salty because we didn't like his last album. Okay, cool. So best we don't say nothing about him and we move on, right? Cool. We can't criticize it no more. And people just kind of just let go and just move on, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a shame though. But no boy, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on Kamikaze?
Now, well, me, I might talk about it on the podcast. But with me personally, I really didn't like this album because it I'll say like all critique that Eminem get was the booty glutes that he needed.
Yes, definitely. You could
Mm.
hear it though in every song.
And that just make he put a damn good album. It was a good album. May people complain and say, well, he focused on one, he was on topic. Lots of rappers don't do that. They just mumble a bunch of crap. He was on topic.
Right.
Um, Wordplay, flow, everything was on point. It had one or two beats that could have been a little better, but it was a good album.
Yeah.
Compared to uh, compared to the last three, it
Right.
was damn good.
Right. Ricardo, you ever checked out Kamikaze or you just didn't bother
Yeah,
with that? Yeah.
yeah, give it a listen. There's a couple tracks. I mean, come and go, and it's just the Venom song is stick off in the top of my head because how ridiculous that movie was.
No.
Yeah, so it's just, I mean, it come and gone for me. It's nothing, I didn't think about it as, oh, this is another Venom album or some kind of event. Because he kind of put it out by surprise and catch everybody off guard. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
well, you're doing that now. So it was nothing that if you did hype it up in my head, I'd remember it more now. I don't hate this album. I actually think it's a solid enough album.
everybody get hooked on this spontaneous shit since Beyonce do her Lemonade.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So for me, it was just it come and go. I can't say in good conscience I've listened to it now. I mean, I might listen to it when I'm just a crack up at it for a couple of minutes.
You know, it's just so funny when you think
Right.
about it.
Then the is only with what? Yeah, these are the MGK this on it, right?
Yes.
Right. So and it's just that too because I like that line with son listen. That
No.
is
Well, that's Kill Shot. That
Nah,
wasn't on the
yeah,
that's
album.
skill shot.
that just has slack.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have the this on that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
no
was
problem.
No,
yeah.
no. Well, him taking shots at MGK was because of what he
On
said
it,
about
yeah.
Healy.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah.
he addressed it for the first time. I didn't even know that thing happened until I heard it on the track. Huh?
Right. But I barely remember this one. It just come and go.
Yeah, I think that's why it didn't really show up on the like best of list thing. It just came when people talk about it for a couple of weeks and just moved on with their lives, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, though, I mean, yeah, we had to spend long on this discography because there's just so much to say about and what he did in terms of just rap music, just music in general, not even rap music, just music in general. So, without further ado, let me just jump into Slim Shady LP, doing it track by track review as we always do. So we kick things off with the public service announcement, which exactly is what it is. It's co-producer Jeff Beast basically doing this. This is a public service announcement brought to you in part by Slim Shady, right? Same thing that he did in the Marshall Matters LP, right? So yes, that's a skit. So we move on to My
In
Name
many
Is.
albums, now say in many albums, he do that same thing. He do that on the Marshall Matters. He do that on his Eminem show. He did that on the D12 album.
Yes. Oh yeah, he did it on the D12. That's true. Right. Right. So next track is My Name Is. I mean, this is he saw that skyrocketed M into stardom. I just like how he just kind of portrays himself as this loser, basically. He's sarcastic. He self-deprecates himself a lot. I like Yeah, they just have so much of standout lines like, "Hi kids, do you like violence?" You know, what I mean, all that kind of stuff. 99% of my life I was lied to. I just found out my mom does more dope than I do. Just so much deprecation on this though, and it's just how his voice is, how high pitched it sound, just make it sound funny as well to her. Of course, Dre's beat that knocks and it gets all weird and quirky. This the beat that burger.
That sample. That sample.
Yeah, like you could not escape that
That's
back
all.
in the
I'm
day.
trying to remember the name of the sample. The name of the sample is Pigs Go Home.
Oh, that's it. I was always trying to find out what the name of that sample was. 'Cause at first I thought it was just something that Dre created, but I didn't know that it was actually a sample to like a while ago. Sorry, well, a while later actually when the song was
Yeah.
big. After the song blew up now. But yeah, I mean, not much more I can say about this track though. It is still a classic. It is one of his greats, one of his great songs to date. Ricardo, any agree or disagree?
Yeah, I fully agree. This is a classic, man. Truly a classic.
Yeah.
This will wake everybody up to Eminem, for me at least.
True.
Big hard track is like, oh, this is so silly and so well done. But yeah, it's an excellent track. Totally loves it. I listened to the other day when I was reviewing for this album. I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah, this was hard.
Yeah. Doe Boi.
Yeah.
Any more you could say about My Name Is?
Yeah. This was basically he lead track for the album. I never seen somebody that started the album off with the single.
Yeah,
Shocking.
yeah.
Yeah, shocking.
Well, remember Jeezy did Hard Knock Life. He started well.
True,
Okay,
true,
well,
true. It wasn't
in terms
a
of like
thing.
first song, in terms of
Yeah.
first song of the album, well, you're right. Yeah. M did that.
Yeah. But it was basically the tune setter for the album.
Yeah.
And
I also remember like the radio version, well, just being on heavy rotation on radio, like, "Dear Dave, thanks for the support, Balzac," like stuff
yeah,
like that.
instead of asshole, yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy, right? Next track we have is Guilty Conscience. I just love the premise of this, right? Just
By the
basically,
way,
uh-huh.
by the way, you can't talk about this album without talking about the artwork in it. The
Oh,
artwork in this
yes.
album is so sick.
Yes, it
It's
is.
very sick.
Yes, it is.
The name of the person that did the drawing for it is Scam.
All
Yeah,
right.
Scam. Yeah, now he found out about that on Instagram now, and like the all the drawings that he did is like so iconic with from the Viking pill on the CD itself
Right.
with the eyes glowing and stuff, and then when they take out the CD, it have a drawing to the back with the mummy and with pills eating the mummy and stuff. That like all the artwork on in the album is like so sick.
Right. Yeah. So next track we have is Guilty Conscience. Of course, one of my all-time favorite songs from M. I love the scenario for this basically where it's like these basically it's like this Twilight Zone kind of unsolved mysteries kind of voiceover narrative. Like meet Grady, 32 years old. After a hard day of work, he comes home and finds his wife in bed with another man, you know what I mean? And it's just like the character himself will be trying to figure out what next move to make this. So of course M and Dre basically play the bad and good side of, the angel and devil basically, right? There's that bad side and good side basically, right? What I like with Dre is that he just coming up with real like rational advice there. But M is just like deviant. It's just like, dude, if you want to kill her, kill her. If you want to do this, right? No, just go it. Don't even think
Yeah.
about it, right?
Looks like
I love
guess not.
I love the wordplay between the two of them, especially in third verse. And one thing that I didn't pick up on until like later on when I gave the tracker a listen, is the last two lines in the first verse where he says, "Don't even listen to Slim, yo, he's bad for you." You know what,
Oh,
Dre?
what
I don't
Dre?
like
I
your
don't like your
attitude.
attitude.
So it's like bad as in bad meets evil, and attitude as in NWA. Niggas with
Yeah.
attitude. I was like, word. Okay, I like this.
Yeah, that's a nice that's a nice wordplay.
Yeah, and of course the way how it ends, with the shotgun blast. Love that. So yeah, hands down one of
So
the best
like
songs
the
on the
best
album.
way it ends is like with Eminem talking about when Dre choked the girl.
Yeah, slap the sides, you know.
Yeah,
I was
like
like, temper, Mr. NW, Mr. Dre, Mr. NWA, Mr. AK, coming straight out of Compton. Y'all better wait, man. Y'all better make way, sorry.
yeah,
Like, this
like
how he flips on that tune. This was just hilarious to me, Jen. But what I like, though, is like dark humor, though. But this is like something that we love about Eminem. Just the dark
yeah,
humor. And like I remember in the music video version for this, it had a chorus for this, like these
Yeah.
voices, I
yeah.
hear them. But this one, I
When
actually
they
like the
talk,
fact
I
that they cut it.
follow.
Yeah, I like in the album version how they cut that chorus. It just cuts to the narrator talking about the next scenario. So I like it. It just kind of throws you off guard. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's a classic track, man. I love this. Ricardo, anything you want to say about Guilty Conscience?
Truly a classic track. This is what point, man. I'm truly on the map for me in terms of like, all right, this man, he's the real deal and he might be sticking around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love everything about the track. Very clever scenario. It plays itself out reasonably well, and yeah, it's just a hard classic track I used to listen to a lot. This was a Kaza run for me.
Right.
Kaza
Yeah.
way.
Casa,
Pull out,
Atkins, Axie parents.
yeah, pull out the dungeon wood.
Yeah. Well, another thing I like too is the beat though, and how mischievous it sounds like dead. Sounds like you know you're going to do some kind of nastiness, some kind of mischievous shit, you know.
Yeah.
No boy. Anything you want to weigh in on Guilty Conscience?
Again, a good look into the pairing of Eminem and Dre and how good Dick is as a combo.
Right.
Yes. So it it was a good song and hype and whatnot. And as I say, the third verse is what has take me out of it and have me giggling on the floor like I'm not. So
Yeah, especially Eb's delivery, dude. This sounds so hilarious. All right, so next track we have is Brain Damage, right? And what I like about this track here is that he basically just taking comedy, satire, and fantasy to tell this really personal and distressing like childhood story there about
yeah,
him being victimized by a school bully who's actually real, by the way, D'Angelo Bailey. Yeah, he's actually
yeah.
a real person. He actually sued M for
He tried to
defamation.
sue, not
Yeah, tried
sue.
to sue him, sorry, yeah. And also the neglect that he received from his mother and other adults to his plight there, right? What I like though is that this is like the first track of the album where M does the voices for all the characters. I like how he does with the mother in the second verse where he's like, "What do you want? Drugs? Look at you here." This is how one part just had me laughing, though, even though you're not supposed to laugh at it. But it's just also I like the piano, the beat fit, yes, downbeat kind of piano beat is. The Beast Brothers actually worked on the beat for this, but overall it's funny, darkly funny, but it's kind of sad, but it's also sad and poignant when you think about it too. But really a solid track of the album. Ricardo, thoughts on Brain Damage?
Yeah, it's solid track. Some I don't remember in retrospect all that much. Again, it's like, oh yeah, this was a track. I completely forgot this existed until doing the review now.
Right.
But yeah, it's just decent track. But I don't, nothing about it I remember, unfortunately. Like I say, oh,
Okay.
this was some classic and I used to listen to it plenty. It's like, yeah, this was a skip. I used to skip it back when I had it, back in the days, back in 90,
Okay.
90. So, yeah,
All right.
yeah. For me, it
No
was,
boy. Sorry. Go. Continue.
yeah, no, for me, it was a skip track.
All right. Doe Boy, was this a skip track for you?
Nah, they when the album now start for me. So they were actually where I just skip my name is and Guilty Conscience because I know the songs.
Right.
It's already popular, so I just started listening from Brain Damage. And the storytelling in this is so good. As I say, Eminem plays all the characters. It's a like funny one-liners that he done been doing. When he beat the bully as well, all of that does make me laugh.
Yeah, when they do these sound effects, like the
Yeah.
yeah, cause he does all these ad libs and sound effects that sound hilarious, though. Yeah.
So like all of that is it's and to build up the hype for the album now for me.
Right. All right, so next track we have is Paul. This is a skit, basically. This is another trend of Eminem albums. You know, his manager, Paul Rosenberg, always not happy about what it is he hears. Like, yeah, I heard a rough copy. Is like, do just kind of tone this down, Jay, like what going on, right? So next track we have is If I Had. This is actually a remastered track from the Slim Shady LP, EP. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
What I like on this track here is that the man just like tired, Jay. Frustrated, he pissed off, he fed up at everything, everyone like anyway of just him achieving his goals. So, even like in the chorus where he says he wished for a big enough ass for the whole world to kiss, like the man just sound like real depressed. But I love how each verse, each line is tired of this, tired of that, tired of this, tired of that. Right? It's a decent track overall, but to me, what really brings the track down is their female vocals. But like I know in the 90s, you kind of had to have the R&B chick in the background singing,
Yeah.
but there was really no need for her to be on this. If I had $1 million,
Nah,
like there was
I
no
find
need for that at
yeah,
all.
that made the song for me. That
All
was
right,
Yeah.
just
all right. Like
Me
like
too.
it's there and I can accept it, but like if you took it out, I would have, right, in my opinion. But Doe Boi, yeah, what were your thoughts on If I Had?
um this is a real good song. Like he put aside all the kicks for a while, and then he get down to like serious stuff, and I'm tired. Everything relatable. He says like he broke. He tired of going into club when he see him play lugs.
Yeah,
Tired of radio when he telling him stop rapping about drugs.
yeah. Man talk
So
about
like
wear the same cap. I think he
yeah,
actually had that cap on for like 5 years, huh?
yeah.
Well, he
So
used to
like
rock that cap during his battle rap
battles, yeah.
days. Yeah.
I green and yellow hat that he beat like a slave, but more or less he it relatable with him thing. And as I say, you don't like the girl singing. I think it needed that on that beat because he beat like real gloomy
Yeah,
and
it is. It
moody,
is. Yeah.
and it needed that something with a little life.
Yeah. Fair enough. I understand. Ricardo, your thoughts on If I Had? Was this a skippable track or?
Yeah. Yeah, I roughly the same as with Doe Boi with respect to the hook. I like the hook. I actually like the hook on this. It works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember just listening to this, taking it in at the time. This wasn't the skip track, guys. So just listen to this. Just playing in the background, playing Diablo 2. So I
Right.
love it. Yeah.
Okay. Next track we have is 97 Bonnie and Clyde. Though. This is another remastered track from the Slim Shady LP, EP. And this is kind of like what the album cover is about, basically, right? So this is the official sequel to Kim, which was on the Marshall Matters LP.
Well, prequel, not sequel.
No, well, no, but remember
Oh yeah,
in
well
Kim, right? He kills her, and well, yeah, had he stuffed the body and all that kind of stuff, right? It
yeah.
was about how Kim got killed. So this one is the
Oh,
sequel when he was dumping the body. That was it. So
okay.
it's a sequel, right? But
Before behind them, okay.
yeah, but yeah, I know, right? But here's the thing about it too. This is why I think this song is so incredibly genius, right? But what is about basically is him kind of conversing with his baby daughter Haley, where he's going to the beach the night. Is like, well, he basically gonna dump his ex-wife at the time, Kim's body there. But it's just like him talking to the daughter, like, you want to play a little baby goo goo gaga, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But just everything about this song works. So I love the chirping the crickets that you hear throughout the song. The beat, they change it from the original one to something really kind of cloudy and sort of dreamlike there.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of like a lullaby in a way, right? But at first listen, like, it sounds so sick and demented when you understand what's going on, right? Him trying to keep his daughter away from understanding what's going on, with him dispose of his wife's body and all that kind of stuff.
Trying to
But
make it look like we gotta push you to swim. Yeah.
yeah. But
Doing the
what I
late
like-
night swim.
Yeah, but what I like though, at least in my opinion though, is just the subtext of it. It's just like, well, yeah, parents just tend to tell kids lies though, you know what I mean? All like when you're growing up, it's like, yeah, Santa Claus real, the tooth fairy real, all that kind of stuff. Or at least in M's case, why his dad isn't around, or why they had to move from place to place and all that kind of stuff, But really the core of it is just his role as a father, right? And you see the title, 97 Bonnie and Clyde. So yes, he's doing this real sick, demented stuff. But at the same time, it's like he wants to be there for his daughter because like his dad wasn't there for him. It's like, anything you want, just ask. I will always be there for you, even if it means at the dispose of your mother's money. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just this subtext of that really makes this work. Though. So for me, this is a standout track to me. This is one of my all-time favorite songs on the album, and yes, it has this wicked, twisted sense of humor that this always catches me every time I listen to this. So I love this song. I love this song. Ricardo, thoughts on Nice Everybody and Clyde?
Yeah, famous favorite as well. Just the mental hilarious nature. And again, yeah, a friend, she absolutely loved this because of how freaky and how disturbing it was there. So yeah, it stuck out to my mind. I remember it.
All right, Doe Boi, thoughts on Nice Everybody and Clyde?
Um, when I first heard the album, I didn't. I got it for what was with. Yeah, okay, we killed somebody. I'm gonna think, but no, listening it, like, okay, well, he and his daughter bonding through this with the murder, and he tried to be as loving as possible while covering the murder. Not to play the murder,
Yeah.
but it was a cool track. Anyhow, to take it. I heard the EP version and I heard this version, and this version a little better, little
Okay.
better,
Right.
because he rewrites some words and stuff now,
Oh, he
and
did. Okay. I thought it was the
yeah, and they redo
same
some,
words that he kept. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So next track we have is a skit called "Bitch," but basically it's this chick practically talking about she's just disgusted by what she's heard so far about dudes killing the wives and dumping the bodies, all that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
this is forgettable. Move on, right? Now we have one of the best Eminem songs ever conceived, Role Model. I love
Yeah.
this song. I love the beat for this. The bing, 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 ding, 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 ding. The icing the cake for me though is the bubbles though.
Yeah, the
You talk
flop,
about the guy attempt
flop.
to drown himself, so you hear that bloop, 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 bloop. Like that is just icing the cake for me, right? But what I love about this track though, the man just goes into like battle mode at this point. The man just ripping apart people. He just spitting just like sharp, witty bars. I love like lines where he say, "You beef with me, but even the score equally. Take you on Jerry Springer and beat your ass legally."
Yeah.
One of the best lines that man ever spit in his career. I love that, right?
Yeah,
I just
like,
feel the intensity when I hear that. Though.
it has so much quotable lines in
I
this.
know,
Like,
huh? Yeah,
I
I love
hit
the
when I
so
smoke out, I hit the trees harder than
that's
Sunny
Sonny
Bono.
Bono. Oh no! Yeah,
Like,
the
yo,
punchline's vicious in this. The drums hard. The chorus kicks ass. I love like, "Now don't you want to grow to be just like me?" You know what I
yeah,
mean? So overall it's loud and ballsy, crazy. I love this song. I love this song. Ricardo, agree or disagree?
Yeah, fully agree. Love this track as well. That's a classic Eminem track. You're right about that. I mean, you just remind me of it's a real nostalgia trip with this album. Dude. Holy shit.
It is. I know. No boy. Thoughts
yeah,
on Rule Model? Is this one of the best Eminem songs ever?
yeah. I when this would come out again, I used to be singing this whole time in school. People used to think I'm a nut because, like, just randomly I could be spitting the chorus and then, like, I tie a rope around my penis and jump from a tree.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, another thing I really like too is the ad libs though. Like there's one where he's talking about foghorn leghorn,
yeah,
They
that
hit da, 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 da. Every
be the
time I hear
fuck
that,
on
I just
like
be
one with the
cracking up
egg
laughing.
on. Like, and
This
that is
sounds
it too, like, all the wordplay is like so witty and smart. Like, just an ill rhyme here that's sick enough to spray aerosol cannot the ozone layer.
yes. And then of course with he bought cages tape, listened to it, and
Well,
dubbed over it.
yeah, that
I
was
love
the
it.
ultimate. Yeah, take
Right.
this cage, take this cage.
Yeah,
Saying I stole your style, take this cage.
yeah. All right, next track we have is Lounge. This is a lead up to My Fault. I don't know. I know this is a skippable skit. Nobody cares for skits, but I kind of like this how silly it is. But it's only recently I realized that it was and the Bass Brothers, sorry, who would do it this kind of like barbershop quartet, basically singing the chorus to My Fault now, right? So
Yeah.
now we reach to My Fault, and oh my god, this is like a perfect example of his zany dark humor, right? So he's talking
Yeah.
about an incident which I'm assuming is not true, right? Where a girl named Susan ODs on a bag of mushrooms
She
during
OD
this
on a
like
bag
spring.
of mushroom.
Yeah, why during
She
this
she
pre-spring.
died from drinking Clorox, drinking Lysol. You don't die from from eating mushrooms. You die from drinking Lysol. Lysol.
Yeah. This to me is like one of the songs where you like guarantee to laugh at this. Right? Like if you don't laugh at this, I don't know, maybe you just don't appreciate dark humor as we do. But this
Sure.
song from start to end is just hilarious, man, right? Uh, but what make it even weirder though, this song is that there's actually like a edited version of it called My 4D Pizza Mix, right? I think it was on the Celebrity Deathmatch soundtrack for this. Yes, that yeah,
Yeah.
was soundtrack for this. But instead
For
of like
real?
mushrooms, it was oh well, they ordered pizza now, but they had mushrooms on like one side, and she ate the side with the mushrooms and get sick because she's allergic to it. No, it sounds weird though, but when you hear it,
I
it's
gotta
just
look
so
for
weird.
that. I gotta
No,
look
it's
for
on
that. I
YouTube.
listen.
Go and listen to it. It's real weird. But other than that, though, My Fault is hilarious. I love but what the part is also have a cracking up is the end where it's like the ultra's like, please wake up. You're not
You're not
dead.
dead.
You're
You're
not
not
dead.
dead.
I love that outro. It is so hilarious, man. Ricardo, this a song you cared about? Or you just thought it was just dumb, zany, whatever.
No, yeah, yeah, great track. The hilarity of it, I remember. This one, but this one that your friends like it more than you like it, so you laughing at it because they laughing at it. That's how I
Right.
felt about it. It's one
Yeah.
of those. I remember at the time, yeah, again, just remember this girl who was a big Eminem fan. Yeah, it was just a big. That was a big part of the track that I used to constantly remember because of her. That was about it.
Yeah. One other thing I just want to mention before I get to your thoughts, Doughboy,
Yeah.
is that I think this is one reason why it really hit home with white America. Because, for parents that listen, it's like, oh, wait, this is what my kid's doing when they go to spring break. Do they take drugs and, like mushrooms and stuff like that? So imagine something like that kind of freaking them out a bit. But, once you realize that it's just dark humor, yeah, you can let that slide. But to me, I imagine parents would have been kind of freaked out by this, you know what I mean? Thinking if, oh, this is what my kid's involved in. But yeah, what are your thoughts on My Fault?
um, like it's so funny for me because like anytime I hear this, I just start laugh. Eminem, Eminem told a good story, great storyteller.
Yes.
The parts them that's how me laughing is like, so what if you had your little coochie in the dad's mouth? There's no reason to start wigging a spaz
Yeah,
out.
because pass
Like,
out.
yeah, you confided in me your darkest secrets, but you're blowing my high, yo.
Exactly.
You blew my high. Like, and Dave, pull up your pants. We need an ambulance.
Yeah,
Girl
we got this
upstairs
chicken
talking
stuck
the
in the
plants.
plants. Yeah, but you really need to check out that pizza mix though. It is hilarious. It's weird, but it's real hilarious.
I gotta check those. I got a good chuckle in tonight. I'll check those and laugh.
Yeah. All right, so next track we have one of the most infamous characters to appear on, Eminem's discography, Ken Kniff, who
From Connecticut.
yeah, from Connecticut. And originally it was a fellow rapper from Detroit called Aristotle who did the voice here. But then they had some kind of falling out, and in the March Matters LP, it was M who did the voice. And I think Aristotle did some kind of like clapback album at him playing Ken Kniff. Some kind of weird thing like that. But basically,
Yeah.
Ken Kniff is just this homosexual, yeah, a gay fan of M. He just kind of called him up and was like, "Hey there, cock boy," you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't know, like I know we kind of gone past this homophobic kind of thing, but I don't know. I still listen to this kid. I just be laughing though because you can kind of hear both of them cracking up. Well, Em was cracking up in the corner. We can even hear the guy who played cracking up laughing like, "Yeah, Eminem, melting the brown and nudging the head." Like both of them like real catching kicks off of this though. Like it's dumber. Don't get me wrong. You can skip it there, but I personally find it just hilarious. Well, I don't know if you all have anything to say about this.
I just
maybe.
skip that and go straight to the next one.
All right.
It's a funny
With
skit
you,
there,
Ricardo?
but
Yeah, skip. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, funny skit, but I don't skip it.
Right. Okay, so now we have his parody club track, right? Come on, everybody, right?
Yeah,
Like for me, this is like his take on, like jiggy, oh gosh, like the jiggy era
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
club songs, that bouncy beat and everything. The man like real goes into self-deprecating on this one. It's like real over the top stuff too. But of course, it's not meant to be taken seriously. I mean, look at the title, right?
Yeah.
And the odd thing about it too is that he didn't even talk about party, the song. Everything is just about just crass lyrics to this, though,
Is
over
that
this
like
kind of club
what is the
beat.
line on this one that I can remember from they say that I absent minded. No, I mean I lost my mind. I can't find
Yeah, I can't find it.
it.
Yeah. But I would say it is one of the weaker tracks on the album, though, just from a lyrical perspective. But I don't know, I just the groovy instrumental kind of make it fun to listen to. Ricardo, was this a song that you cared about, or you skipped this?
Skip. This was a skip. The time.
Wow.
Yeah. No, this was it had real tracks like at the time. This you're talking about a very impatient,
True.
teen version of myself. So
Yeah.
like if you don't hook me in that first 5-6 seconds, nah.
Yeah. Pass. Yeah.
Right,
Pass.
right, right.
Yeah. So I remember it's something that when in retrospect you come back to it, like, oh, this is a very decent track, but this was a skip at the time.
Right.
Skip. Yeah.
No boy, did you did you care for the song or not?
Yeah, I like the chorus. The chorus is
Yeah,
what
come on,
does
everybody.
get
Come on,
there the
everybody.
night and again. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I like, and it does catch me and I'll be like, it does be like an airworm into me. Like once I hear it, it does be in the head all day.
right.
So, and he's in not one of his more powerful tracks or anything, but it's a song that he was taking to make joke with. It is a parody. So he
Yeah,
just something that you do for ha-has.
right, exactly. All right, so track number 40, we have Rock Bottom, right? Now, just from a sequencing perspective, right? It's kind of weird to get from a party song to this, because this is like real depressing. But
Yeah.
actually, this was recorded 2 years prior to the album's release. Right? It was, well, what happened is that Marshall lost this major freestyle rap battle in Ohio due to his choking on stage. Now, we're going to assume that this was the inspiration for the opening rap battle scene in 8 Mile, the
Yeah.
choke, right? But yeah, this was at a time when, times was just rough for him, you know what I mean? And he just sounds so stressed. He sounds so worn out on this. The beat for this, real disenchanted and sad. Uh, you can't help but feel sorry for the man, but at the same time, you can relate to this stuff though, where it's like, you want things to happen, but you just not working out, but you just don't know what to do and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a low point on the album, but it's a track that still, it hits me every time I listen to it. It still hits me. It's not a track that I skip at all. Ricardo, is this a song that you skip? Too depressing? Or?
No, it's a workable track. I remember it. Just like, oh yeah, this was hard. And yeah, it's only because I 8 Mile after the fact. I was like, oh, this way this about? Okay. That's what I suspected, but I don't know if that's true. If you could verify that.
Right.
But yeah, I remember the track. It's like, yeah, decent track, but it's more like one of them tracks you listen to again playing Diablo. That's what.
Yeah.
You're not listening to it, but you're listening to it while you're doing something else.
Right.
True.
Your thoughts on Rock Bottom?
Um,
Rock Bottom.
hey,
Doe Boi.
it, for me, it's more like he's they best again Ben Soul and it like another relatable track.
Yeah.
Same thing like if I had this another relatable track because yeah, we all had that moment when like when you're feeling like the rug just been pulled from underneath you and you're on basically your face flat on the ground. Yeah, we all had that moment. So and you'll be hearing it and as you say, you hear the frustration in his voice.
Mm.
He had that and I feel that had to be a remastered version because I doubt he would be able to conjure up that energy in the studio that day. That had to be that had to be remastered. Like they had the stems already and just get rid.
Right. Yeah, had to be, because you had to try to go back to that period and replicate that. That'll be real hard. All right. So speaking of sequencing, now we get to Just Don't Give a Fuck. Right. This is a remastered and remixed track from the Slim Shady LP. They actually kind of changed the beat a bit. I actually like the beat here. This one has this kind of weird mechanical harshness to it, you know.
Yeah,
But while like here into the sequences, it's almost like he's unleashing that Slim Shady persona to the world. It's
true,
almost like he had to hit the lowest of lows before he become this before he unleashes his dark side, you know.
true.
What I like though is just as he title suggests, so the man just don't care. Man just goes off on anything that he just comes in his mind. And he says some just hilariously crazy stuff on this though. I like what he says. You whacking at the motherfucker you bit your style from. You ain't gonna sell 2 copies if you press a double album. I love that line, Trent. And the man just sounds fiery on this trend. That's real pissed off. You don't care. You know what I mean? So yeah, the beat is a quiet taste though, but other than that though, his delivery of this song alone though make this a classic in my opinion. Ricardo, your thoughts on this track?
Yeah, another. There's another listen track, not a skip, but still another decent listen track. I remember it being like at the time, I was this surprisingly like grounded and grimy for Eminem. Just like, oh, okay, good. Even at the time I kind of understood that it was just sort of different. It felt like it didn't feel like it belonged on this album, in my
Right,
opinion. It felt off a little bit, but no, it's still a great track.
right. Doe Boi, your thoughts on this track?
Yeah, with me, this track, like, get me, uh, like, get me, like, I buy the album, I like shocked to hear this because he's spitting so much now, like, and you're like, yo, bought a ticket to your concert to come up with your ass, bitch. I'm coming out swinging so fast, I'll make your ass spin. You're like, woo,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah. He
wowzers.
was aggressive on this track, Trent.
Yeah.
Insanely aggressive.
Yeah, like wowzers, who pissed in your cereal?
I know.
Why are you so mad? And
Yeah.
like it just continue climbing uphill in the track now. So you're like, yo, and then like the chorus coming like, if you see me on your block with 2 Glocks screaming, fuck the world like Tupac. And
I
like,
just
oh,
don't give a fuck. Yeah.
like, whoa. And I tell you, all the bars them that just like that's how you know he was a battler because like every line is just a punch after a punch, just punchlines. So like
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
let me out because Slim is saying I'm on stage screaming like I like a KG on stage screaming like Rage Against the Machine. And you're like, why are you putting these words together, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so like in top notch track.
Yeah. Top notch indeed. All right. So we almost done here with the album. So we have Soap, which is a skit. It's just basically this parody of of like a young and restless kind of soap opera kind of thing. Actually, one of the voices is Royce 59. Yeah. Yeah, it's a skippable track, but just so you should know one of the voices is Royce 59, right? Cool. Uh, next track is As the World Turns. So
Mm-hmm.
here it is for me, right? You have your heavy bass line, right? You have your periodic DJ scratches, right? You have some over the top storytelling, Jen. And to me, this is like one of the high points of the album because it's so over the top, it borders on this cartoonish trend. Like the storytelling abilities on this dude just pushed to the limit on this one. It's
True.
basically 2 stories. It's just told at like breakneck speed there. And it's just him kind of getting back at women who clearly was kind of shitting on back in the days there. But they always like
Right.
some fat chick or some kind of thing, right? I mean, yeah, it's misogynistic, it's offensive, but my god, it's just so incredibly funny. And what I like to do is just bar after bar after bar of just hysterics there.
True.
I don't know. For me, this is one of my personal favorite songs. If you don't like it, I don't care. But I just love this track though. And yeah, just in terms of the storytelling, there's so much over the top moments though. Like the da 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 go
Good
gadget,
guys.
you know, go gadget diction. It's just so insane though. But yeah, one of my favorite tracks on this album, hands down. Ricardo, your thoughts on As You Will Tunes?
Yeah. Another to me, there's another classic that stick out in my head. Again, for me is the pace it was work. It's a surprisingly who produced this one.
I let me check and see quick. Eminem and the Beast Brothers. They produced this.
Okay, because it feels different from the others, and because I think they produce almost all the tracks, right? But
Yeah,
this
they
one
do.
feels
They
different
did.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one felt a lot different to me somehow. I don't know. Again, it's one of those that oh, this is on the same album. All right, cool. Good.
Yeah. Doe Boi, As the
Yeah.
World Turns.
This is my favorite Eminem track.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, this is my favorite Eminem track because like this is where I, as a kid, I realized like your storytelling can be dope and funny, and if your pen game nice, you can make something as ill as that. Like I was just from the time it start and he started telling the story, I just started laugh and laugh, and
Yeah,
then
boy.
like the more that how silly the story get, like
You know?
you just had to laugh with like I like to treat you to a bagel and a slice of
Slice of
pizza, but I
pizza.
broke a fuck. I don't get paid to the first of next month.
Yeah,
And
but I could help. You know, he could share this
all of
next
that
month.
there, he
I
just
had no
telling
police or no
everything.
papers, but I'm a rapist.
Repeated prison escapist.
So give me all your
So
money.
like,
Don't try nothing funny, okay? You know you're too fat to outrun me.
you know, yeah, all of that, and like, then he tells me like, when I went for my gun and the bitch put it on me with an uppercut and hit me with a bag full of laundry.
Yeah.
Like, the man describing everything, broke through the glass door, making a scene, slid into a washing machine, and hopped up in a broken back. Thank God I was smoking crack all day.
Yeah.
Like, yo, the man just going in, and like, I'll always say, like, this is my favorite Eminem track because it's so funny and it's so him.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. All right. So next track we have is Shady, right? The beat though for this is surprisingly upbeat in my opinion.
Yeah.
All I like is that he kind of does a version of the Curtis Mayfield Pusher Man song from Superfly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm your
Yeah.
mother, I'm your daddy, right? That stuff, though, right? All I like is like he just kind of differentiated between Slim Shady and his real self. That he like start blurring the lines between both selves, though, basically, right? Where you'll be kind of questioning if it's actually true. One of my favorite lines in this is where he says in the verse where he says, "Well, I do take pills, don't do speed, don't do crack, don't do coke. I do smoke weed, don't do smack. I do shrooms, I do drink beer. I just want to make a few things clear." Like this, the flow on that too is just crazy. I love that. But yeah, I love how upbeat it is. I love how ridiculous he sounds. I love how he say he shoot up the playground, tell kids to stay in school. He's like, "Stay in school." You know, and I'm about what he says he thinks he's gonna write his biggest fan a fuck you letter. Like
Yeah,
it's just
I like.
so crazy. I love that. But yeah, well, that I wouldn't say it's the best track on it, but yeah, it is one of my favorites on the album. The hands down. Ricardo, I'm Shady. What do you think?
Skip.
Skip?
Skip. Yeah,
Why
skip.
the beat too
Gee.
bouncy fair?
Yeah, it's a track that just don't hold me. Surprisingly, 'cause I remember thinking this was gonna be this bomb track because it's like, oh well, it's Shady and the name of the album is Slim Shady, and I was gonna be having highlights. Nope, just normal. And yeah, I remember that's kind of forgetting about it when time passed.
Okay. No boy, I'm Shady.
Yeah. Slim Shady, get at me while my name's hot. Stab me 25 times in the same spot. Ow.
Ow.
Like, yeah, that whole track, like, I like the chorus. The chorus as well
Yeah,
as Steve Ahead.
chorus is catchy, though.
Yeah,
How he enter
I
with
got
that.
mushrooms, I got acid, I got tons of weed and tablets. I'm your brother when you need that kind of drug, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that kind of drugged out flow that he had the hook. I'm like, yeah. But like this is not the best track on the album, but it worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, so second to last track now we have Bad Meets Evil. This is like, yes,
Yeah.
finally Royce 5'9", comes onto the album. And no, it's not a scary movies, but it come close, right? And basically it's like this sort of Western influence track. So it's I think it's Jeff Beast again who does the intro. He played this like old, cowboy talk about, yeah, back in the Wild West, blah blah blah. There was these two
Yeah.
outlaws, Rastafari died and Slim Shady, that kind of stuff, right? Um but really what makes this track work is the chemistry that both artists have though. The beats have this kind of mariachi kind of style to it. And I don't know why, but it's also remind me of number one stunner from Cash Money Millionaires with the
Wow.
guitar there. That
Yeah,
yeah, it have that same beat there, that same style to it there. And also another thing that I didn't even pick up on until the sequel EP came out in 2011, by the way, which was the collaboration between M and Royce 59, is when they say "See you in hell" for the sequel. It's like, oh, okay, you're clever, you're tied back to that song. But for me, the best line in this, well, best set of bars in this is the third verse where M says, "I used to be a loudmouth. Remember me? I'm the one who burned your house down. Well, I'm out now. And this time I'm coming back to blow your house up. I ain't gonna leave a window. I ain't gonna leave you a window to jump out of." Like the way how he say that, how he rhymed that was just
yeah.
excellent for me though. So yes, it is an album wind down track. Is the last call for alcohol track. The album coming to an end basically, but it's really the chemistry between the two artists that make this thing work for me. Ricardo, is this a track that you care for or you skip
Yeah.
it?
Absolutely love this track though.
It's nice.
Again, it's just it's Royce. I mean, come on, it's freaking Royce.
True.
I mean, even then,
Royce.
I knew who Royce was. So it was just pretty badass. A lot of it works. And again, Royce is fire. Come on. Royce versus M versus fire. Both of them together hard.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, just hard this.
Yeah. Well, Doe Boi, thoughts on Bad Meets Evil?
This is the introduction to everybody to Royce, and when you start to hear how good Royce is, and then you see how he compliments M, you start wondering like, yo, where this dude was hiding? Why Dre ain't signed this dude? Why we don't have why we don't have an album from him yet? So
yes.
but like Royce started go in, and with all the spitting that Royce doing, he just shuts it down.
Right, now we have the final track, Still Don't Give a Fuck, which is, I would say, a grandiose sequel to Just Don't Give a Fuck, right?
Yeah.
And what I like, though, is that this, to me, is like the best way to end this album off, though. It's a hard-hitting closer with angry, unapologetic, and just defiant lyrics, and just little to no concern over who offended by the album to begin with. Well, and in the third verse in particular, he just paints this very painfully bitter portrait of himself though. Like when you say, my worst day on this earth was my first birthday. From the second I was born, my mama lost me, and I was born during the earthquake, you know what I mean? So it's just like he was put on this earth to be miserable and to make others miserable now. But the real irony behind it though is like, yeah, he's a child that kind of refuses to grow up. He's now a bully, who kind of takes advantage of people the way he was taken advantage of. And yeah, now he's a rap icon, you know what I mean? Just off of that whole album alone, you know what I mean? And this final track just kind of cements that. The verse works for me. I love how nihilistic it sounds like, y'all can kiss my ass. You know what I mean? Just how gone, like far gone he sounds now. So for me, yeah, this is the perfect way to end this album off. Perfect. Ricardo, agree or disagree?
Yep, pretty good track. It's a track I skipped halfway, but then it's tracks that when you come back to listen to it, it's like, oh yeah, this was hard. But because it's a follow-up from the Royce track, is that you don't really feel it. But yeah, when I do not jog or walk and I listen to the album, yeah, this again I listen.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention too, this is the first time that you hear a lot of people ask me, the intro that he always does there, a lot of people ask me, what's going on, or, if well, in this case, you talk about, if I'm afraid of death, it's like, hell yeah, I'm afraid of death. Come on, you know what I mean? So, or, yeah, if I'm actually if I actually worship the devil, if I do retarded shit, stuff like that, him kind of seeing what people think about him and just kind of saying, well, dude, you believe what it is you want to believe. Because at the end of the day, Dot, right? But yeah, Doughboy, your thoughts on the final track?
This make a big impression on me. Like I just always tell people, like when you say I'm a cross between Manson, Isham, and Ozzy, like that that just stick with me throughout my whole life because like yeah, you're a cross between Charles Manson, Isham the Unholy, and Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
That's like that's like the ultimate bad guy. Because
Yeah.
yeah, that's like the ultimate bad guy because Ozzy was the rock and roll bad guy. Isham rappers in Detroit say when they put on Isham albums, sometimes they lose to think the clouds start to turn red around them.
Wow.
So like, and then you serial killer Charles Manson, yeah. So like, all the wordplay that he do on this track, like, it it does boil down to like, see the potential that he had.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is gonna be nasty. And the wordplay in the track, I tell you, like the whole third verse is so nasty
Yeah, boy.
that like how the fuck am I supposed to get a debt? I can't rap anymore. I just murdered the alphabet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you should agree with this. You should agree with this. So like as I say, best way to end off the album. I could die no other way.
Right. So, closing thoughts on the Slim Shady LP. Um, yes, while the Marshall Matters LP is still his magnum opus, still his greatest work, so this one here, the man came in strong. Though I would say this is one of the best debut albums like I've ever heard. I think I've ever been recorded actually. He just raised the bar so high, in terms of just shock value and just doing and seeing things just to piss people off, but also showing the skill that he had as a rapper as well too. I know at the time people were just like turned off by the content and whatnot, but it's when they dig it deep and you realize just the talent that this man had and just the rawness, the energy, what he was trying to put across there. And just like if you just kind of go back to his where he came from, his roots and whatnot, and just kind of pick up on the stuff that he went through, you could see how that just kind of fueled this album here, there, because yeah, it had the haters out there, the glad representers, all these people was kind of talking down at him and saying, he preaches hate and all that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you haven't been where he's from. You never live his life. You never walk about his shoes. So yes, there was, he did push buttons and whatnot, but to me, like looking back now, he did it for a reason. It was just like no holds barred, right? I do the infinite thing. The infinite thing didn't work. Hey, the Slim Shady thing kind of get people talking about me. So cool. Let me just push that out there. Let me just see how far I can go with this, and that's what he do. And the rest is history. So yeah, for me, Slim Shady LP gets a decent 4.5 out of 5. Man. This is one of my all-time favorite albums. I really wanted to talk about this here on this show, so I'm glad I got the chance to. But yeah, this is what I could just listen to top to back and still enjoy it. Ricardo, any closing words and rating on the Slim Shady LP?
Yeah, this was the template for how we would view Eminem going forward, and yeah, it's not his biggest album, it's more popular, but this was like this was the great groundbreaking paradigm for me, and it shaped everything going forward. Yeah, I get this one like a solid 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10 if anything. Score.
Right, nice. No boy, last
Yeah.
words and rating on the Slim Shady LP.
Now, well, for me, this is when M did this album. He did this album, and it was basically him take. As far as he concerned, this was the one shot. He don't know if Dre would have dropped him after anything, so he
Right.
put his best foot forward. And Dre heard songs on the EP that he wanted, like Bad Meet Evil. He wanted Royce on the album. He told Eminem to give me Royce number. I will call Royce. I want him on this album. So like it have say Dre saw a vision with him and they mold this album. Another thing that I'll say about this album is that how it did what Flatliners, what Gravediggers couldn't do, make horrorcore palatable.
Yeah, Yeah.
Right.
Um, me being a big fan of the core, um, it compared to what was coming out at that time with Brother Lynch Hung and stuff, it was more palatable at that time than hearing Brother Lynch Hung talking about eating babies.
Yes. That one particular track about now eat. This
Yeah.
daddy's bringing food for you. It's baby, so eat that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
so
that. I know this song. I know this song.
yeah, it was a more palatable hardcore, so it could bring it to. It was something that the masses could take and not be offended, like how they was offended with grave diggers and flatliners. Don't know why, but they was offended. But
Yeah,
this album was a good polish album, and it just set him. Basically, this was the stepping stone. I'll say like that. This was the stepping stone for his best album.
right. As far as the future goes with M, though, well, I don't know if we're gonna see any project from him anytime soon, but I mean, whether we see anything now or next 3-4 years from now, I mean, there's no denying the influence that he has had as a rapper. He continues to just influence and inspire other artists as well. So, maybe we might get another album from him soon, but he's gonna be there some way, somehow, whether it's through some flow or some reference or something. Like M
Something,
is
yeah.
always gonna be around, and that's just a testament to how great of a not even gonna
MC.
say a rapper, but just as an artist he is, and as an MC, yeah.
I wouldn't say that as he became an icon in hip hop. He is basically one of the faces of hip hop. When in the archives, he will be mentioned amongst the greats. So his influences would be deep rooted in hip hop for a long while.
Yeah, most definitely. All right. So with all that being said, Ricardo, where can we find you in the World Wide Web?
Plus at RMADDY, that's at RMAD on Twitter to find me there. And then type in Ricardo Medina on Facebook.
All right, Doe Boy, where can we find you online?
You could find me on Good Job Doe Boi on Instagram.
Right.
You could check out me and Mike Wise Hostility podcast on YouTube
Yeah.
and the Instagram page. I think we're supposed to put it up on iTunes very soon. A lot of people says that how the podcast is basically one of local rap's good shows.
Yeah. And keep doing all the thing. Where I mean, I don't know. I just love that podcast so much, especially how you just shed a light on just what's going on in the local, Trinidadian scene. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try best to do that. So we
Right.
just sprinkle a little international in it, and we just try to shine as much light on what's going on here and few artists that we think you all should be checking out.
Right.
So that is me and Mike Wise on the Hostility podcast.
All right. You could find me on Twitter. Just look for Legally Black MGB. MGB capital letters. You could also find me on Facebook. Just look for Machibili along with a Legally Black blog, official fan base, where you find the link to this episode here of Retrospect Reviews, as well as the others that we've done over the past year. And of course, the BSB2B podcast, which I do with Ricardo Medina here. Also on Instagram, just look for Machibili Reviews. So yeah, well, thank you guys for coming through. We had a great talk about the Slim Shady LP. Had a lot of fun actually recapping the albums and whatnot. But yeah, this one have a special place in my heart though.
Yeah.
It's just such a damn good album. Actually, I should say a great album. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So once again, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever this is. This was Matthew Bailey and
Ricardo Medina.
And
Doe Boi.
And we are signing off from another episode of Retrospect Reviews. So until the next one, take care. Peace.
Okay.